The Galactic Council's scout ship emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Sol system, its advanced sensors immediately scanning the third planet from the Sun. Commander Zixtal, a veteran of countless first contact missions, watched the holographic display with his 4 eyes, mandibles clicking in what his species considered amusement. Another primitive civilization, he broadcasted to his crew through their neural network. Look at their primitive satellite network, their inefficient combustion vehicles, their reliance on fossil fuels. Add them to the Category 4 list, potential future servants. But deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility unknown to 99.9% of Earth's population, Admiral Sarah Chen watched the alien vessel's arrival on quantum-entangled displays that the aliens couldn't detect. She allowed herself a small smile as she observed their scanning patterns, noting how they completely missed the cloaked sensor networks humanity had stationed throughout the solar system. "They're doing exactly what we expected," she commented to her second-in-command, Colonel James Martinez, running their standard preliminary civilization assessment, completely obvious about it. Just like the last 3 scout ships, hard to believe they've been the dominant force in this sector for 50,000 years, Martins replied, checking the latest data streams from Project Prometheus. Their arrogance makes them predictable. For the past 70 years, humanity had been preparing. The first alien scout ship had been detected in 1954, and instead of revealing themselves, Earth's governments had made an unprecedented decision to hide their true technological capabilities and present a carefully crafted image of a developing civilization, while secretly building the most advanced military force the galaxy had ever seen. Deep within underground bases on Earth, Mars, and several asteroids, humanity's real technological achievements remained hidden. Quantum computing, zero-point energy, gravity manipulation, and technologies that even the Galactic Council hadn't mastered were developed in absolute secrecy. Admiral Chen pressed her palm against the biometric scanner, bringing up the status of humanity's hidden fleet. 5,000 warships, each more advanced than anything the Galactic Council possessed, waited in dimensional pocket spaces throughout the solar system. Another 10,000 automated defense platforms maintained their perfect cloaking, invisible to even the most advanced alien sensors. They're starting their detailed scan of Earth's military capabilities, Lieutenant Emma Wong reported from her station. Running it through our falsified data network now. The aliens would see exactly what humanity wanted them to see: outdated missile silos, primitive nuclear submarines, aircraft carriers that seemed laughably obsolete by galactic standards. Every piece of data was carefully crafted to reinforce their assumption of Earth's technological backwardness. Commander Zixtal finished his preliminary report to the Galactic Council with a sense of satisfaction. Planet designation Sol 3 shows no signs of significant technological advancement. Their most advanced weapon systems pose no threat to even our oldest vessels. Recommend classification as a potential resource world, suitable for future integration into the Council's labor force. Back in the underwater command center, Admiral Chen received the decoded transmission and shared another knowing look with her staff. "Phase 1 complete," she announced. "They've taken the bait. Now we wait for them to make their move." "How long do you think before they try to claim Earth?" Martins asked. "Based on their previous patterns, 3 to 6 months, Chen replied. "They'll want to process the data, debate in their council, and plan their integration strategy. They always follow the same playbook. Show up with an overwhelming force, demand surrender, and expect primitive species to bow before their superior technology. If they only knew," Wong said softly, her eyes on the massive holographic display showing the true extent of Earth's defenses, the looks on their faces when they realize. "That's exactly what we're counting on," Chen said firmly. "The element of surprise has always been humanity's greatest advantage. When they come to conquer what they think is a helpless world, they'll find out exactly what humanity is capable of." The alien scout ship made one final pass around the solar system before jumping to hyperspace, completely unaware that they were being tracked by technologies they couldn't even comprehend. As they disappeared into the void, Admiral Chen initiated the next phase of humanity's long-term strategy. "Alert all commands," she ordered. "Operation Sleeping Giant is proceeding as planned. Continue mass production of Mark VI quantum torpedoes and begin final testing of the dimensional phase shields. When they return, we'll be ready." In the darkness of space, humanity's hidden fleet continued its silent vigil, waiting for the moment when the galaxy's most powerful civilization would learn that they had gravely underestimated the species they considered primitive. The greatest surprise in galactic history was about to unfold, and humanity was ready to reveal its true strength. 3 months after the scout ship's departure, the Martian shipyards hummed with activity in their pocket dimension, invisible to conventional spacetime. Chief Engineer Dr. Maya Patel stood at the observation deck, watching automated construction units weave quantum-hardened armor plates onto the newest addition to humanity's fleet, the dreadnought Humanity's Dawn. "Beautiful, isn't she?" Dr. Patel said to the approaching footsteps behind her, recognizing the distinct gait of Fleet Admiral Chen. 17 kilometers of the most advanced technology we've ever created. "Is she ready?" Chen asked, her eyes fixed on the massive vessel that would serve as humanity's flagship. "Final systems check in progress. The quantum core is stable, dimensional shields are at 200% of projected capacity, and the AI integration is complete. She's everything we hoped for and more." Throughout the solar system, similar scenes played out in humanity's hidden facilities. On Europa, beneath kilometers of ice, scientists put the finishing touches on a network of quantum entanglement communicators that would allow instant coordination across light years. In the asteroid belt, automated factories produced swarms of self-replicating combat drones, smaller than dust particles, but capable of disassembling enemy ships at the atomic level. The alert came sooner than expected. A quantum sensor probe in the Oort cloud detected the formation of multiple hyperspace windows. The Galactic Council's invasion fleet had arrived. Admiral Chen stood in the central command chamber, now relocated to humanity's Dawn. The holographic display showed the true scope of the alien force, 10,000 ships, arranged in perfect formation, representing what the Galactic Council considered overwhelming force. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies," Lieutenant Wang reported. "Standard intimidation package. Demands for immediate surrender, threats of consequences if we resist. They're giving us 6 hours to capitulate." Chen allowed herself a small smile. "Send the prepared response. Let them think we're panicking, scrambling our obsolete forces. Lieutenant Rodriguez, begin activation sequence for the Ghost Fleet." Deep within dimensional pockets throughout the solar system, humanity's true military might stirred to life. The Ghost Fleet, 5,000 warships that represented the pinnacle of human engineering and innovation, powered up their quantum cores. Each ship incorporated technologies that the Galactic Council had never imagined possible, from consciousness-transferred AI pilots to weapons that could manipulate the fabric of spacetime itself. "Signal from the alien flagship," Wang announced. "Commander Zixtal himself is leading the invasion force. He's laughing at our apparent attempts to mobilize our nuclear arsenal." "Perfect," Chen replied. "Deploy the quantum field generators. Let's make sure they stay overconfident until the last possible moment." The quantum field generators, massive installations hidden throughout the solar system, began their work, subtly altering the aliens' sensor readings to reinforce their beliefs about Earth's capabilities. They would see exactly what they expected: primitive weapons, outdated technology, and a panicking population. Dr. Patel's voice came through the quantum comm. "Admiral, humanity's Dawn is fully operational. All systems are green. The Ghost Fleet reports ready status across all divisions." Chen nodded, her expression serious. "Begin final countdown. Colonel Martinez, status of the Lazarus Protocol. All civilian populations have been evacuated to the underground arcologies and lunar facilities," Martins reported. Surface infrastructure is rigged with quantum reconstructors. Even if they try to bombard our cities, we can rebuild them in seconds. The alien fleet moved closer, their formations spreading out to surround Earth. Their communications continued to broadcast threats and demands, growing more imperious with each passing hour. They were following their standard playbook perfectly, never suspecting that they were being drawn into the most elaborate trap in military history. 4 hours until their deadline, Wong announced. They're beginning to power up their weapon systems. Right on schedule, Chen replied. She opened a secure channel to all Ghost Fleet commanders. This is Admiral Chen. For 70 years, humanity has prepared for this moment. We've hidden our true strength, developed technologies beyond their comprehension, and built a force that will reshape the balance of power in our galaxy. Today, we show the Galactic Council that humanity will never be subjugated. Today, we reveal what we're truly capable of. The quantum countdown reached its final minutes. Throughout the solar system, dimensional pockets prepared to open, cloaking fields stood ready to drop, and weapons of unimaginable power waited to be unleashed. Signal from Commander Zixtal, Wong reported. He's asking if we're ready to surrender and accept our proper place in the galactic hierarchy. Chen's smile turned predatory. Send our response. Prepare to witness humanity's proper place in the galaxy. Initiate Operation Revelation. Let's show them what humanity can really do. The trap was set. The stage was prepared. In moments, the Galactic Council would learn that their assumptions about humanity had been their greatest mistake. The greatest revelation in galactic history was about to begin, and humanity held all the cards. Commander Zixtal stood on his flagship's bridge, mandibles twitching in anticipation as the surrender deadline approached. The holographic displays showed Earth's pathetic military forces, primitive nuclear submarines surfacing, antiquated fighter jets scrambling, and missile silos opening. His 4 eyes blinked in sequence, a gesture of supreme confidence. Final warning transmitted, his communications officer reported. These humans still show no signs of surrender. Then they choose extinction, Zixtal declared. Begin thee. His order was cut short as every sensor array on his ship suddenly went dark. For a moment, he thought it was a malfunction. Then space itself seemed to tear open around his fleet. In the command center of humanity's dawn, Admiral Chen gave the order they had waited decades to deliver. Execute Operation Revelation. Ghost Fleet, emerge. Throughout the solar system, dimensional pockets collapsed as humanity's true military force revealed itself. 5,000 warships, each larger and more advanced than anything the Galactic Council had ever encountered, materialized in perfect attack formation. The humanity's dawn emerged last, its 17-kilometer length dwarfing even the largest alien vessels. By the first ones, Zixtal whispered, his species equivalent of a prayer. Impossible. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force. Her transmission cut through every alien communication channel. Impossible to ignore or block. For 70 years, we've watched you, studied you, prepared for you. You thought us primitive. Allow us to correct that assumption. The Ghost Fleet opened fire. But instead of the crude nuclear weapons the aliens expected, they unleashed technologies that defy comprehension. Quantum torpedoes phased through alien shields as if they didn't exist. Dimensional shear beams cut capital ships in half by separating the space they occupied into different realities. Swarms of nanite clouds surrounded alien vessels, disassembling their hull plating at the molecular level. All ships, evasive action. Zixtal screamed, but his fleet's formations had been designed to intimidate a primitive species, not fight an advanced one. Their tight grouping made them perfect targets for humanity's weapons. On humanity's dawn, Dr. Patel monitored the quantum core's performance as it powered weapons that the aliens had dismissed as theoretically impossible. Multiple quantum field inversions detected, she reported. They're trying to adapt their shields. Too late, Chen replied. Execute Phase 2. Throughout the alien fleet, their own computer systems began to turn against them. Humanity's quantum AIs, infinitely more advanced than the aliens' digital systems, had already compromised their networks. Ships lost power, weapons systems targeted their own allies, and communication channels dissolved into chaos. This is impossible. Zixtal raged as another section of his fleet disappeared into a manufactured singularity. Their technology. They were primitive. We saw it. You saw what we wanted you to see. Chen's voice came through again, calm and measured. While you looked down on us as primitives, we built something far beyond your understanding. Colonel Martinez, demonstrate the Lazarus Protocol. The aliens had managed to launch a desperate barrage at Earth, their energy weapons striking several major cities. But before Zixtal could feel any satisfaction, he watched in horror as quantum reconstructors rebuilt everything instantly, the destruction reversing as if time itself was being rewound. How? He demanded. How did you hide all this? The same way we're fighting you now, Chen replied. With human ingenuity, determination, and technologies you never imagined possible. Lieutenant Wong, activate the dimensional phase grid. A network of hidden satellites activated, creating a quantum field that caught half the alien fleet in a dimensional trap. Their ships existed in multiple realities simultaneously, their matter stretched across different dimensions, effectively paralyzed. Dr. Patel's voice carried a note of satisfaction as she reported, quantum core stable at maximum output. Ghost fleet reporting minimal damage. Enemy fleet's combat effectiveness reduced to 30% and falling. The battle, if it could even be called that, had lasted less than 15 minutes. The mighty invasion fleet of the Galactic Council, which had subjugated countless civilizations, was being systematically dismantled by weapons and technologies they couldn't even comprehend. Admiral, Martins reported, we're detecting multiple attempts at emergency hyperspace jumps from the alien fleet. Let them run, Chen commanded. But first, one last demonstration. Dr. Patel, activate the quantum entanglement disruptor. As the aliens attempted to flee, they discovered that even their faster-than-light technology had been compromised. Their hyperspace jumps collapsed before they could form, trapping them in normal space. Commander Zixtal, Chen transmitted, you came here expecting to find a primitive species ready for conquest. Instead, you found humanity at its finest. Your choices are simple: surrender or be destroyed. Unlike you, we'd prefer not to unnecessarily end lives. You have 5 minutes to decide. In the silence that followed, the remnants of the alien fleet hung motionless in space, their weapons powerless, their technology outmatched, and their assumptions about humanity shattered forever. The greatest miscalculation in Galactic Council history was about to reach its conclusion. Commander Zixtal stood in the quantum-locked conference chamber aboard humanity's Dawn, his proud posture now diminished by the reality of his situation. Through the transparent quantum steel viewport, he watched as human ships methodically cataloged and contained the wreckage of his once mighty fleet. His 4 eyes blinked rapidly, still struggling to process how completely they have been outmaneuvered. The Galactic Council has ruled unopposed for 50,000 years. Admiral Chen stated, sitting at the head of the conference table. The holographic displays around them showed real-time updates of human forces securing the solar system. That ends today. How? Zixtal's translator struggled to convey the mix of fear, awe, and confusion in his voice. Our surveillance was perfect. We monitored every transmission, every energy signature, every technological advancement. Dr. Patel, who had joined the conference, allowed herself a small smile. Did you really think a species that detected your first scout ship in 1954 wouldn't develop countermeasures? We've been watching you watch us, Commander. Every time you thought you were being clever, you were actually seeing exactly what we wanted you to see. The quantum displays shifted, showing the true extent of human technological advancement. Hidden cities on Mars, underwater civilizations on Europa, mining operations in dimensional pockets throughout the asteroid belt, an entire civilization's worth of development that had remained completely invisible to alien surveillance. Impossible, one of Zixtal's subordinates whispered. The energy requirements alone. 0-point energy, Dr. Paddle replied casually. We cracked that particular puzzle 40 years ago, though I suspect you still think it's theoretically impossible. Colonel Martinez entered the chamber, his quantum pad displaying updated battle statistics. Final numbers. Admiral, we neutralized 60% of their fleet, captured 35%, and only 5% managed to escape through emergency hyperspace jumps before we could contain them. Those ships won't get far, Chen noted. Our quantum entanglement network has already tracked them. The message they carry back to the Council will be precisely what we want them to convey. Zixtal's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of extreme distress in his species. The Council will never accept this. They will send more ships, more forces. Let me be clear, Commander, Chen interrupted, her voice carrying the weight of absolute certainty. What you witnessed today was approximately 15% of humanity's true military capability. The Ghost Fleet you encountered, those were our older model ships, kept ready for exactly this scenario. The alien commander's translator nearly shorted out trying to process his response. Dr. Patel continued the explanation, pulling up technical specifications that made the alien officer's eyes widen in disbelief. While you were watching our primitive space program launch chemical rockets, we were perfecting dimensional engineering. While you monitored our nuclear capabilities, we were developing quantum weaponry that could unmake reality itself. Every piece of technology you thought was the limit of our advancement was merely a carefully constructed facade. Lieutenant Wong's voice came through the quantum comm. Admiral, we're detecting multiple emergency sessions being called by the Galactic Council. It seems the escaped ships have delivered their reports. Right on schedule, Chen nodded. Commander Zixtal, I suggest you pay close attention to what happens next. Colonel Martinez, initiate the demonstration. The chamber's displays shifted to show a massive human warship, nearly twice the size of humanity's Dawn, emerging from what appeared to be solid space. The vessel's quantum wake distorted reality around it, its very presence seeming to bend the laws of physics. This, Chen explained to the stunned aliens, is the Terran Dawn, our actual flagship, currently crewed by quantum consciousness-transferred humans, capable of processing information and reacting at speeds your biological brains can't comprehend. It's preparing to make a demonstration jump to the Galactic Council's home system. That's 50,000 light-years away. Zixtal protested, even with our most advanced hyperspace technology. We don't use hyperspace, Dr. Patel interrupted. That's outdated technology by our standards. We developed quantum tunneling over a decade ago. Distance is largely irrelevant to us now. The displays showed the Terran Dawn seemingly dissolve into reality itself, only to reappear instantly in the heart of the Galactic Council's domain. Panic spread through the alien command channels as the most heavily defended system in the galaxy found itself hosting an undetectable, unstoppable human warship. Now, Chen addressed Zixtal directly. Let's discuss the terms of the Galactic Council's surrender. And before you protest, remember, everything you've seen today was us being merciful, being careful not to take lives unnecessarily. Would you like to see what happens when humanity decides to stop being merciful? The alien commander looked at the displays showing his shattered fleet, the impossible human technologies, and the panic spreading through the Galactic Council. For the first time in his long military career, he understood what it meant to be completely, utterly outmatched. I will relay your terms to the Council, he managed to say. Excellent choice, Chen replied. Humanity is prepared to be generous in victory, provided the Council understands that the galaxy's balance of power has permanently changed. The era of looking down on primitive species is over. As the aliens processed their new reality, humanity's hidden power continued to reveal itself throughout the galaxy. The greatest deception in history had succeeded, and the universe would never be the same. 1 month after the failed invasion of Earth, The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council bore witness to something unprecedented in its 50,000-year history. The massive quantum architecture hall, designed to humble visitors with its scale and grandeur, seemed somehow diminished by the presence of the human delegation. Admiral Chen stood before the assembled representatives of 10,000 species, her dress uniform adorned with minimal decorations. Humanity had no need for ostentatious displays of power anymore. Behind her, the Terran Dawn hung in orbit, its mere presence a reminder of Earth's technological supremacy. For millennia, Chen addressed the Council, her voice carrying clearly through the quantum translators. You have divided the galaxy into two categories, the powerful and the primitive. Today, that classification system becomes obsolete. The Council chamber's displays showed real-time footage of human ships appearing throughout the galaxy, emerging from dimensional pockets that had hidden them for years. Each vessel represented technology that most Council species had considered impossible. High Counselor Vexthor, speaking for the assembled representatives, struggled to maintain his diplomatic composure. The Council acknowledges humanity's unexpected capabilities, but surely we can reach an accommodation that maintains galactic stability. Stability. Dr. Patel interrupted from her position beside Chen. The engineer activated a holographic display showing the Council's history of subjugating primitive species. You mean the stability of the strong dominating the weak? That era ended the moment you threatened Earth. Lieutenant Wong, now promoted to commander, forwarded data to every Council member's neural interface. We've documented 2,317 instances of Council species exploiting developing civilizations in the past millennium alone. This ends now. The Council chamber erupted in protests and denials, but fell silent as Colonel Martinez activated a quantum field that temporarily suspended all non-human technology in the chamber. The demonstration lasted only seconds, but the message was clear. Humanity could shut down their civilization at will. We are not here to conquer, Chen continued once the field was lifted. Humanity has no interest in empire. We're here to establish new parameters for galactic civilization, parameters that protect the rights of all species, regardless of their technological development. Through the quantum network, images began streaming in from across the galaxy. Human ships were appearing at worlds the Council had designated for integration, protecting developing civilizations from exploitation. The same technology that had hidden humanity's advancement was now being freely shared with species who had faced Council domination. Your choice is simple, Chen declared. Accept a new galactic order based on mutual respect and cooperation, or face obsolescence. Humanity spent 70 years hiding our capabilities. Imagine what we can do now that we no longer need to conceal them. Dr. Paddle brought up another display, this one showing the quantum engineering principles that humanity had mastered. We're prepared to share some of our technological developments with Council species who demonstrate a commitment to peaceful coexistence. Your hyperspace drives can be upgraded. Your energy concerns can be solved. Your medical capabilities can be enhanced. And if we refuse, a Council member called out. Admiral Chen's expression remained neutral. Then you'll find yourselves increasingly irrelevant in a galaxy that has moved beyond your understanding. The quantum barrier we placed around your military shipyards will remain. The dimensional locks on your weapons research facilities will stay active. You can maintain your current level of technology indefinitely, while watching the rest of the galaxy evolve beyond you. The chamber fell silent as the implications became clear. Humanity wasn't offering a choice between resistance and submission. They were offering a choice between progress and stagnation. High Counselor Vexthor was the first to understand. You've been preparing for this moment since you detected our first scout ship. Everything, the hidden technology, the facade of primitive development, the careful manipulation of our observations, it was all leading to this restructuring of galactic society. Correct, Chen confirmed. We could have revealed ourselves decades ago, but that would have led to unnecessary conflict. Instead, we waited, watched, and prepared. When you finally moved against Earth, thinking us weak, We were ready to implement changes that would benefit not just humanity, but all species. Commander Wong's console lit up with incoming transmissions. Admiral, we're receiving messages from 47 developing civilizations. They're requesting human protection against Council exploitation. Another 112 species are asking to join the new galactic framework we're proposing. Chen turned back to the Council. The future of this galaxy will be built on cooperation, not domination. Those who accept this new reality will find humanity to be generous allies. Those who cling to the old ways will find themselves alone in an evolving cosmos. As if to emphasize her point, the Terran Dawn activated its quantum core, creating a temporary window that showed glimpses of human achievements the Council had never imagined possible. Cities that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Energy production that tapped the quantum fabric of reality itself. Medical technology that had conquered death. The choice is yours, Chen concluded. But know this, humanity will never again hide its light from the galaxy. We step forward now as guardians of a new age, protectors of developing civilizations, and architects of a future where advancement is measured not by the power to dominate, but by the wisdom to elevate all species to their full potential. As the Council chambers erupted in discussion, humanity's ships continued their emergence throughout the galaxy. The greatest deception in history had given way to the greatest revelation, and the universe would never be the same. The era of human ascendance had begun, not through conquest, but through the very deception that their would-be conquerors had dismissed as primitive weakness. In Earth's secure quantum command center, Admiral Chen's quantum consciousness clone smiled as reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Humanity's long game had succeeded beyond their wildest expectations. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, illuminating the dawn of a new galactic age.